This is a robbery for the New England Patriots as we have a major NFL trade update with the trade deadline literally just 3 days away. A new target has come out of the woodworks for the Patriots, and we're going to talk about it here today on the show. Welcome, everybody. I'm Jace Andrews. I appreciate you tuning in to today's show. Again, trade deadline this Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern. If you don't want to miss what's going to happen, then hit that subscribe button because when a trade happens, we're going to have it to you out here first here on YouTube. So go down there and again, hit that subscribe button. It's 100% free. The Patriots have already been active this NFL trade deadline, sending away 2 defensive players in Keion White to the San Francisco 49ers and Kyle Duggar to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, those 2 players, in my opinion, just had no use on this Patriots team anymore. That was the big reason they immediately made the move for those guys. However, it is expected the Patriots are not done and that they are supposed to be sellers, but also buyers before the November 4th trade deadline, again at 4 p.m. Eastern. It's November 1st, guys. Time is winding thin here for Eliot Wolf and the New England Patriots front office. I believe they are here to make a big move. If you're asking me what exactly they're looking for, we can exactly tell you from Carlos Lopez's report, who says the 2 most likely positions for the Patriots who will target at the trade deadline are running back and a veteran pass rusher, per Mike Reese of ESPN. Reese adds that the 6th round picks they acquired yesterday, again this tweet was a couple days ago, could potentially be included in possible trades. Today, we have a new target who may not be a 6th round pick, but adding in a 6th round pick could guarantee that you are able to come in and make sure you get this specific player. We go to a report here talking about this, and it's per Dianna Russini, who says that the Patriots are searching for a pass rusher, but they still feel good about their offensive weapons. Running back could be a possibility because of recent injuries. She also reports that they have checked in with the Miami Dolphins on the availability of Jaelan Phillips. Now, if you don't know who Jaelan Phillips is, he's I would say somewhat veteran pass rusher for the Miami Dolphins. And while the stats this season don't blow you out of the water, 9 games and just 3 sacks, he does have 1 recovered fumble and 7 QB hits. It's the probability and the possibility of him being better than advertised, being better than what these stats are, because it is an interdivision trade, and that is something to note. But he is a very good defensive edge rusher, especially when healthy. And we take a look at his stat sheet, we can see here that over the past 2 seasons, he had played in a combined 12 games. The reason was because he tore his Achilles. If you remember back in 2023, there was a Black Friday game in which the Dolphins played against the Jets. And in that game, there was immediately a blown Achilles, and there was a very viral clip that went out because he was mic'd up when it happened. Very emotional. Jaelan Phillips. He, of course, now only played 4 games last season returning from that injury. This season, he's back to full strength in terms of playing in games. However, he is not up to the full strength in terms of his stats. I believe the Patriots can get him there. I believe the Patriots would be reminiscent to not go out and get him, especially when we have more reports that Miami is seeking, quote, at least a 3rd round pick in return. Now, at least means that they will accept a 3rd round pick and probably will need something on top of that. Hence, maybe some 6th round picks that you just acquired in some recent trades. That could potentially work. Well, that's what we talk about and kind of list for today. But before we get into that, before I tell you what I would offer for this, I've talked a lot about trade rumors, what I want, what I believe the Patriots should go after, and all of this. But I haven't asked you, who do y'all want? So get in the comment section and let me know that. Who do you want the Patriots to trade for at the Tuesday trade deadline? If there is any player in the stratosphere that you could go out and get, who would you go get? Price is not an option. I just want you to tell me who would be your yes, we got him type deal. Let me know down in the comment sections who you would go get on Tuesday. Personally, I don't know if Jaelan Phillips will be up there for me, but I definitely think he's a guy that I really, really would like. I think there's other priorities, but if you're talking about edge rusher and you're talking about price, I think that actually Jaelan Phillips is one of the better priced guys, especially for edge rushers. This season, if you look at PFF grade, he's got a 66.5 overall grade, ranks him 55th out of 120 edge rushers, which again, considering his age, considering that he's playing on a team that we know Miami has no hope of the playoffs. Their defense is pretty bad. We saw that by the trade they made before the season even started. Well, guess what? I really think that talent is still there. He's still, he's his first season back from a pretty significant injury. And so having Mike Vrable, having something to play for, having a defense that doesn't need him to be this top tier guy every single play like Miami does, you're going to put him into a good spot. So what exactly would I offer him from the Patriots? Well, first of all, I want to preface this. The Patriots do have a third-round pick in this year's upcoming draft, as they have it in the 2026 draft. They also have a third-round pick in the 2027 draft. So that is something to note in that light, as they have a couple of third-round picks that they could give up. If you're asking me, though, if you're saying, okay, Jace, what's the perfect package for Jaelan Phillips? In my mind, I have to look at this and say, I'm probably going to go a third-round pick and a fifth-round pick. Maybe I'm probably lowballing and going third and sixth, but I'm willing to give a third and a fifth. It might be a lot, and I understand that, but at the same time, you're in that position. You're in that position to do that, and if he performs well, then you can pay him when he is a free agent this upcoming year. Brady Locker of PFF discussing this, saying with the 26-year-old Phillips set to be a free agent come March, the Dolphins would be smart to sell high, especially considering his extensive injury history, end quote. Extensive injury history, yes, I get it. It's a significant injury. It does usually tend to lead more injuries on in the future. I still look at this guy and see a top-tier edge rusher. I still look at this guy and say, yeah, I want him on my football team. I would love to see a guy with this prowess, with this ability to be on my team. And if you go and you watch the highlights, there's a couple of very good things that Jaelan Phillips does. The first one is his timing to get off the ball. When that snap goes, there's not a quicker guy on the field than Jaelan Phillips. Hence why that was such a significant injury, because what do you do when you're trying to get off the ball? You use your Achilles, especially when you're in a three-point stance. And so tearing, that's a huge thing. That's why I believe that he would play better in, maybe next year. And again, that's an extension. There's other stuff with that, but you can still maybe make him a little more confident, make him feel more positive in this light, knowing that, hey, be aggressive, because if you feel something, we're not going to play you every single snap. We're going to allow you to get the rest you need. We're going to allow you to be in here and make the work that you need to make. So hopefully, I think this report would be a very good thing to see. A third-round pick is something that I'd love to give up. I really do think that's really worth it. A 26-year-old pass rusher. Again, I'm not saying you go and extend him, but given his extensive injury history, given his year that he's had the past 3 seasons, I think his price would actually be in a very good point if he does perform even decently well, and if Mike Vrable likes him, if Mike Vrable says, hey, this guy is one that I want to stay around, then you could easily sign him to an extension. It wouldn't be that big of a deal, and it'd be a pretty good bargain if he can get back to that performative that we saw back in the 2021-2022 season, when, of course, this would be a very, prominent guy in those 2 years, 8.5 sacks, 7 sacks. And again, in that 2023 season before the injury, he was on the mend to a career year, 6.5 sacks in 8 games. That's what we got for you here today in the show. We appreciate you. We hope you have a great rest of your Saturday night. And if you're watching this on Sunday morning, go Patriots. Got a game against the Falcons here at 1 p.m. Eastern. We're going to have a post game on that as soon as it's done. But for now, we appreciate you. We love you. And we'll see you next time here on Patriots Digest. Peace out, guys.